Well, I think it was about 8 o'clock last night when I was out here, and I'm about 8 o'clock today. Uh, Same cattle that was in that last video moved over a strip. You notice it's a different, we got a little cheat here on top of this ridge. Got good Timothy over there where they're at. No field is ever perfect, but they're mobile. They go around and they get what they want. You see they're liking that Timothy with that little bluegrass and brome and clover down there. Now that's just a bit of a different field from the top of this terrace to down in that valley, because we change our cells up all the time. We never put them back down in the same place. I learned that from our neighbor at Clark, Missouri, Mr. Greg Judy. If you haven't checked out Greg Judy, Regenerative Rancher, I suggest you do that. He's a wealth of grazing knowledge and has some books that are very good, and I just think you ought to get into that. That is a grass finished female. She is a non-breeder, so she is grass fat, ready for your freezer, and a little bit of a reduced price over steer. Mostly we lose it in the live weight to hanging weight in a heifer. They just don't yield as much as a steer, but meat is the same quality. So, and she should have been in a breeding herd, but she has a problem in her breeding tract. So we give her plenty of opportunity. She is a registered Red Angus, very good genetics, and will cut out very nice. So, but she is for sale, I think, on naturalgrandma.com. I believe 17 something, maybe, I don't know, in around that price live. Then you would pay your processing, which would be, you know, $600 to $900 depending on how you have it processed. What I wanted to show here today is we have some Eastern Gamma showing up as you graze regeneratively, leaving all this residue on the ground. See everything that they've tromped down, and we get this Eastern Gamma plant. But that, folks, is a perfect graze on an Eastern Gamma plant if they don't come back and hit it again today. And if I give them plenty, they won't. But see, they kind of took the seed heads off and stripped the leaves. But that is at least still something like 20 inches tall. I don't know if I can get this around here and show. You know, like my knee there is probably 22 or 3 inches. So still got some clovers and stuff down in there with it. Just a perfect graze on an Eastern Gamma plant sitting here by itself. That plant will get up to about 9 feet across, and it probably has roots in the ground about 5 feet. And if I can get them away from here before they eat any more of that, and I should, because we're getting about where we're going to change our shade point. We have those big trees over there. We're grazing these strips. Moving to the south is where we're moving, and I'll pan around here, and they're going all the way back to those trees right down in there is where we have been shading. They're going through a gate right down there and going into those trees. And that's just emergency. Like this morning we have cloud cover, so really don't need shade, but this afternoon it may just get scorching hot, and I like my cattle to be comfortable. And you see we've been preparing all this grass, and you can see the greener line over there. That's what was grazed there a week or 10 days ago, and it's already got green growth. We've got a netting here that's coming down this morning. The feather nets are moving to the north, and then they're going to turn when they get to those hay bales right up there. You see our leftover reserve of hay in case we get dry this summer or whatever, and sometimes we blow some of that on some ground that needs cover. But they're going to turn and come back those hay bales, and then they'll be passing right on around, and in about 10 days they'll be on this ground where the cattle have been. So it's a little complicated, but not real bad. But just a little bit of a short video here this morning. I wanted to show you that those cattle are, they're still full, and they'd actually went to the shade because it's very kind of close and muggy. But they're going to make a pass on this strip. In 45 minutes, they will be full. They'll go get them a drink, and they'll either lay down up here in the breeze, or they will go back to that shade for a little bit. We don't really like going to shade, but we have to have our cattle comfortable. So Hank would get around and build a shade mobile. But I just wanted to show what can happen. I didn't even see that eastern gamma in here last night. But you see, they have taken all the cool season grasses around, and they just nipped the tops off that. As you can see, that's a fairly new plant. There's rhizomes out here. See, there's some out here. It sends out, it probably, it's been there a couple years. We didn't sow eastern gamma, but there's been some eastern gamma hay fed out here, because I have a patch of eastern gamma that is about 8 acres that we take hay off. And we've got spiders, and if we got spiders, that means we're grazing friendly. If I got him in there or not. I don't know where he went. When you zoom in, they're hard to find. Maybe you can find the spider in Hank's video. I know he's there somewhere. He's just hanging out, working with the friendly system here. He's enjoying the sun this morning. He's just doing his old spider thing, catching insects. So under him is a whole bunch of microbes down in the ground. This ground will get even more friendly as we get the chickens over it. So perfect graze on a eastern gamma plant, in my opinion. Some of you grazers, what do you think? If I could build a fence around it to make sure they didn't come and nip it back off, that's what I'd do. But can't do that today, so we'll just do the best we can with the eastern gamma plant, and he will thrive, because they won't be back here for 60-90 days, maybe not even till fall. Depends on if we get some more rainfall. So good day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please comment. Tell us where you're at. Tell us what's going on in your world. Ask questions. Natural Grandma loves to respond to you. She watches them. She usually give you a heart if you comment to her. Hey everybody, just why don't you tell Natural Grandma how beautiful she is today? I tell her that every morning. But you could just second the opinion and say, hey, Natural Grandma, you are a beautiful person. And say that to yourself. Hey, fill in your name. I'm a beautiful person living as one of God's creatures in his beautiful world. Good day from Papa Hank. I wished that you were having this good day.